Happy Wednesday, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. Welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD. Today's date is May 29th, Wednesday, May 29th. My, oh my, how time flies, especially when you're dealing with crazy people. I mean crazy people. How crazy do you have to be a human being? Well, pretty freaking crazy, as it turns out. 866-582-9933 is the number to call to speak with me direct. 866-582-9933. You know, oftentimes people say that we all live in just one world, but the brutal, is that the right word? The truth of the matter is, in fact, that everybody has their own world. Everybody sees things through their own filters. You know, there could be a person lying by the side of the road and 5 people walk by them, and the first person that walks by is a recovering alcoholic, and they look down at the person lying in the road and they think to themselves, oh, that poor person, they must have been on a bender last night, and that's why they're passed out on the side of the road. And then a priest walks by and he looks down at the person lying in the side of the road, and he says a quick prayer and asks for God's forgiveness, thinking that this person must have, you know, fallen out of favor because of some sinful lifestyle. Another person walks by the side of the road, and it's, you know, a nurse. And the nurse immediately bends over the person and tries to give them resuscitation, make sure they're not wounded, this, that, or the other thing. My point is that everybody sees the world through their own lens, their own filter, and it's a very difficult thing dealing with this as you go down the road of network marketing, because in the wonderful world of network marketing, you are going to be exposed to lots and lots and lots of people, each with their own filters. And so you need a relatively thick skin to be able to move this business forward. You have to get used to a lot of people misinterpreting what you say, and a lot of people just not really understanding. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Most people in the world are culturally conditioned. They're like, you know, the common phrase that Alex talks about a lot is sheeple. People are sheeple. They're not really free thinkers. They think that they're, you know, skeptical. They think that they're open-minded people, but they're not. They go along with whatever is going on. It's reality by consensus. Hence the parable of the sower who had good seed. You know, some seed fell on rocky ground. Some seed the birds got. Some seed started to grow but got choked out. These are all metaphors for your message falling on deaf ears, people not making it to meetings, people not following through with what they told you they were going to do, people being come on in, and they start doing it, but then they're strangled out by other people's influence. And there's a lot of net negative influence that happens in the world of network marketing. We need to not let it stop us. We need to not let it bog us down. We need to just continue to march forward in a steadfast way with as much authenticity as we can possibly muster. Because this is the simple fact of the matter. People are dying needlessly. And people are suffering needlessly. People are dying needlessly, and people are suffering needlessly, neither of which is acceptable to me, and neither of which was acceptable to Dr. Wallach, which is why he decided to set Youngevity up as a networked business in the first place. He set Youngevity up as a network business in order to help spread his message of health recovery through science-based medical nutrition as far and as wide and as quickly as is humanly possible, and that's what we're up to here. We are up to helping to eliminate human suffering. And we do that every day with every conversation that we have. It's a noble calling. It's a noble profession. It's a noble work ethic, quite frankly. You know, there are very few professions where, or very few job opportunities, let me say that, very few job opportunities where, as a layperson, without any formal education whatsoever, you can actively and aggressively facilitate the recovery of health and wealth and take a giant step, a big punch, take a big punch or two or three at this ridiculous phenomenon of human suffering. Now, you know, it's one thing if it's a natural catastrophe and there's nothing you can do about it, like a tornado or a hurricane, or heaven forbid, the big asteroid from space comes and slams into the Pacific Ocean, right? There's not a whole lot you can do about that. That's out of your control. Can't handle that, can't fix that. But what is in your control is lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge you can fix. And this is why we are called to this profession. This is why we are called to this job opportunity. It is to facilitate the recovery of health and wealth with as many people as want to listen to us. We will facilitate the recovery of health and wealth with as many people as will want to listen to us. And, you know, you're going to take a bunch of crap in doing this. I mean, has anybody in history who has stood up in the town square with a contrarian message, with a message which goes against the grain of conventional, not wisdom, conventional convention? Has anybody that's ever stood up in the town square not gotten, criticized, not gotten laughed at, not gotten talked about behind their back, not gotten cajoled? It happens to everybody. I mean, you know, the most famous example, Christ. I mean, look what they did to him, for goodness sake. Martin Luther King Jr., the Kennedys, Gandhi, the people that started the abolitionist movement, Frederick Douglass, all of the people who were in favor of ending slavery, most of whom were Republicans, by the way. How about that? You know, everybody takes a bunch of crap because it takes a thick skin and a certain type of rarefied individual to actually be able to garner the integrity, the mental integrity, the emotional steadfastness necessary in order to forward a message which is perceived by the masses as contrarian. So my message to you today is to maintain the discipline, maintain your motivation, because there are people in your apartment building, there are people in your community, there are people standing in back of you at Starbucks this very morning. There were people standing in back of you at the checkout line of the grocery store last night. There were people driving the taxi cab that took you wherever you had to go last week, who went to bed last night praying to God for help. Praying to God for help. Now, what's more important? Being able to meet that need, or bending under the insanity of people who are contrarians to your message? What are you going to do? You going to fall down? You going to take one on the chin? You going to go home and cry to your mommy with a bloody lip? You going to do that? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to cowboy up. You're going to cowgirl up. You're going to strap on your big girl pants, strap on your big boy pants. You're going to stand up for what you know is correct and move forward no matter what. Because that's who we are, and that's what we do. We move forward no matter what. Yeah, people are going to misinterpret what you say. People are nuts. People are going to say that. People are going to lie about you. People are nuts. People are going to get up in the town square and tell lies about you. People are nuts. But not everybody is nuts. It's only a small percentage of the population that is actually that nuts. The vast majority of people actually need and want your help. They just don't know any better. So don't let the 1% knock you down. Don't let the insane amongst us throw a wrench in the gears and make the whole machine come to a grinding halt. Disregard the insanity and move forward the way that we always have, the way that we always will. Because why do we do this? Well, because we can. Because we make a choice to do it. That's why we do it. Nobody's holding a gun to my head. We do this because we choose to do it. Because we live in a relatively free society where we're still able to make choices like this. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not doing this for the notoriety. I'm not doing this for any reason other than I decided I wanted to do it. I call the shots in my life. What about you? You call the shots in your life? Well, it's about time. We need everybody to be able to call the shots in their own life. And how the hell can you call the shots in your own life if your credit cards are all maxed out, if you're working in a dead-end job, if you have to work 3 jobs just to pay the rent, you never see your kids because they're in daycare while you're working your 2 jobs, your husband is who know where, is gone because he couldn't handle the stress, because he felt like he couldn't keep the family going, he felt inadequate, whatever, because his employer had just fired him, his real estate contract had just vaporized, whatever. There is a way here. There is a way forward, and it is a clear and beautiful way. It's the longevity way. It's a clear and beautiful way. Don't let a storm cloud mess it up, because for goodness sake, we're bigger than this. This movement is bigger than all of us put together. We must stand tall, we must stand firm, and we must march forward. And, you know, every once in a while something's going to come up, but this is how life is, right? We're surrounded by many different types of people with many different worldviews. It doesn't matter whether you're working behind the counter at Starbucks or whether you're in front of the counter at Starbucks ordering stuff. Everybody is walking through a world of thousands of millions of universes. Everybody has their own universe in their head. Your job is to not be sidetracked by the crazy people. Move forward with diligence. Why? Because you said so. 866-582-9933. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Taking your calls when we come back. Lines open. Hey. Feel like getting away? Stay put, baby. I am the solution here. Tell me the problem. Sandra from Michigan. Hey, Sandra, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, yeah, this is Sandra from Michigan. I am Team Glidden also.
You go, girl.
Okay, so my husband's got a very close friend. He can't call during the hours here because he's working, who has definitively diagnosed with Huntington's disease.
Wait a minute. Your husband has friends?
He actually does. It's hard to believe, I know. But he got me, so that's something.
So he's had Huntington's chorea probably for a long time, right?
Yeah. Apparently, I said, I don't know anything about this, you know. I said that's when I got to call the expert.
Well, all right, good. So Huntington's chorea is dysfunction, of course, with the central nervous system. It's akin to Parkinson's disease. And from our point of view, Parkinson's disease, Huntington's chorea, Lou Gehrig's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and multiple sclerosis all have the same generative cause that's just showing up in different parts of the central nervous system. From our point of view, right or wrong, we believe that all of these illnesses have a strong foundation in oxidative damage to the central nervous system. It's, you know, when you cut an apple in half and the fruit that's uncovered starts to turn brown, and you just leave the apple on the countertop, it starts to turn brown, right? That's oxidative damage. Iron turns to rust. That's oxidative damage. Oxidative damage destroys things, and it is the main reason why things get old and decay and die. Oxidative damage is everywhere. Physicists have given it a name. They call it the second law of thermodynamics. Everything decays. So from our point of view, these conditions of the central nervous system are rooted in oxidative damage of the central nervous system. Well, this begs the question, what causes oxidative damage? Well, a good thing to do would be to log on to your subscription at fireyourmdnow.com, my online health recovery program, and watch the webinars that I put together about antioxidants and inflammation. I think it's called Where's the Fire? And that's the long answer, or the short answer. The shorter answer to talk about on the radio right now is, in order to support and promote the structure and function of the central nervous system in the face of hypothetical, a supposed, presumptive oxidative damage, the recommendation is you have to eliminate the 10 bad foods, because the majority of the 10 bad foods deliver to the body things that cause oxidative damage, molecules that cause and atoms that cause oxidative damage. This is one of the biggest reasons why we eliminate the 10 bad foods, is to stop hurting the body with free radicals, which cause oxidative damage. So this is a big, big deal. You got to stop. This guy has to stop eating the 10 bad foods. No more well-done red meat. No more meat with nitrates in it. No more meat cooked on the grill. You know those black grill marks? It's all heterocyclic amines, man, and that crap will kill you. It's bad stuff. No more oil in a bottle. No more fried food. I don't even want them to be downwind of a fryer-later, and I am not exaggerating. It's bad, bad, bad. And he has to eat food that's high in cholesterol. Well, why do we do that? Because that's what the central nervous system is made from. Cholesterol has gotten such a bad rap because the MDs have their heads up their ass about it. They have their heads up their ass about it. They've always had their heads up their ass about it, and they continue to have their heads up their ass about it. And they are such a cowardly profession that even in the face of volumes of research to the contrary, which proves that there's no relationship between cholesterol and heart disease, any MD in the world will tell you, oh, yes, there is. You need to take your statin drugs. I'm Dr. Huff and Puff, and the research has been done. It's academic. You need to take your statin drugs. Well, no, you don't. You're an idiot. If you're an MD and you prescribe statin drugs, you are not staying current with the research, and you are a lapdog to Big Pharma. For goodness sake, join the military, become a military field surgeon, because you'll do much better for humanity than doling out statin drugs the way that they do. But I digress. So after we clean the diet up and eat a diet that's high in cholesterol, consume food that's high in cholesterol, the next most logical thing to do is one anti-aging healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, one bottle of Ultimate Selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, and get a minimum of 50,000 ORAC points of antioxidants into the body every day. A minimum of 50,000. You can do that with a triple treat chocolate. You can do that with Fucoid Z. You can do that with Z Radical. There's a number of longevity products that have a lot of antioxidant ORAC points in them. And you can also get it from food, green tea, red wine, dark-skinned fruits, etc. 50,000 ORAC minimum, anti-aging healthy start pack, selenium appropriate for body weight, cholesterol, and eliminate the 10 bad foods. Goes into the podcast, 855-347-3696. That's the number you want to call, 855-347-3696 for info about the health opportunity, the wealth opportunity, and or to figure out, with a little help from a friend, how to join Longevity and become a member of Team Glidden. That's right, baby, Team Glidden. That's exactly where you want to be. Why? Because the virtue of a network, the magic of the network, the nuts and bolts of the network is teamwork. That's why it's called a network. We're here to support and help everybody. You want our help, you ask for it, you've got it, baby. It's that simple. Join Team Glidden at fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the Longevity button, and the rest is history, baby. Let us show you how to increase your wealth by increasing the health of those in your life. Quite frankly, I want you to have longevity contacts in every state in the United States, and I want you to have longevity contacts in every country in the world. This is a worldwide phenomenon by virtue of the Internet, the networks, the Internet. As W used to say, we can make a big splash here all around the world. Like we did with Mike in Washington, who's calling with a question about tattoos and eczema. Hey, Mike, thanks for calling. You are live. Hello, Mike.
When I, got to the age I am now, celiacs, and so I've cut out, dairy and wheat and gluten, and I've been taking the healthy digestion pack, extra EFAs, all that for a while. But I do have a lot of tattoos, and I have a bunch of eczema on my tattoos, so I know it's caused probably from the tattoo ink. So I don't know if there's something I can take to get rid of that. I've tried putting aloe vera on. It doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, well, I like how you think, man. You're halfway right. All right, so it's kind of like your body it's a chain. It's an old-fashioned metaphor, but it's good. It's like your body has a chain, and all of the different organs and parts of the body are different links in the chain, and everybody's chain is going to have weak links. I mean, that's just life, right? Everybody's chain is going to have weak links. So the weak link in your chain is your skin. And the root cause of eczema is an allergy to gluten, or specifically an intolerance to gluten, which you have because you have celiac disease, and then an allergy to the wheat molecule. That's the main foundation here, is that there is a fundamental allergy that's present, generated by grains and the consumption thereof, number one. And number two, your skin has just run out of the essential nutrients that it needs to maintain its health. You know, if you were living on a calcium-restricted diet, you would expect your bones to be weak, and they would be. If your bones would become weak and brittle if you were on a calcium-restricted diet, your bones would just get brittle and they'd snap in a heavy wind. For goodness sake. Well, it's the same thing with this eczematous condition on top of the tattoo. So the weak part in your body was your skin, just because of the consistent consumption in your life until you got a clue of wheat, barley, rye, and oats, and then consistent lack of the nutrients that your skin needed in order to maintain its structural integrity. And so you've got a weak link in your skin, and then you get a tattoo on the skin. That's going to break the chain, because your skin just can't handle the extra stress of the tattoo, and that's probably why you got an eczematous eruption there. The tattoo was secondary. You know, there are lots of people who have tattoos and they don't have eczema, right? If it was the tattoo that caused the eczema, everybody with a tattoo would have eczema. But you should be able to get on the other side of this and make it go away. So, given the fact, I guess this begs the question, man, since you've been celiac, what's your diet like? What foods have you been avoiding, and for how long have you been avoiding them?
Close to a year. I've been taking extra EFAs, and I've been taking extra zinc. And, I'm trying to eat not as much processed food, but when I do, it's usually all organic, non-GMO stuff. So,
are you avoiding any grains specifically, like you're staying the hell away from wheat, barley, rye, or oats?
Oh, yeah. I only eat things that are, say, gluten-free on them, or they're like a vegetable, so they're,
Okay. All right. So you're gluten-free, 100%. Does that mean oats as well? So are you eating any oatmeal, even if it says gluten-free
on it? No, I'm like so far away from anything close to gluten or wheat. So.
All right. Excellent. Okay. That's an excellent first step, Mike. It's an excellent first step. Okay. Step number 2 is you have to dial in the rest of the equation here. And the rest of the equation is the 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs in order to function appropriately. So, and this speaks to the brilliance, if I do say so myself, of this approach as generated by Dr. Wallach, and it is 100% authentic with the holistic method, because the holistic method argues that the human body knows how to fix itself, the human body wants to fix itself, the human body is endowed with intelligence and a God-given ability to fix itself, and that most of the time, there are exceptions, most of the time the only thing necessary for the human body to fix itself is for the human body to have all of the essential nuts and bolts, all of the essential nutrients necessary to fix itself, and of course we need to stop the foods that are gumming up the works. You've already done that. Well, all right, so there's 6 more foods that you need to avoid, and you need to provide your body with the 90 essential nutrients, not just the EFAs and zinc, right, which is what you've been doing. Now, giving your body EFAs and zinc is a really great idea. That gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 of the essential nutrients that you need. You need the rest. And by, tightening up your diet just a little more and adding the nutrients into your body appropriate for body weight, that should seal the deal, man. And this stuff should just dissolve away into yesteryear. So this begs the question, Mike from Washington, how much do you weigh?
Pretty slim. I weigh like 130 maybe, but I have been taking the Mighty 90 for, about a year now too, so I've been taking the Healthy Digestion Pack.
Okay, so you're doing 1 Healthy Digestion Pack a month?
A little over 1, but yeah, about 1.
All right, so there's 3 things you need to add into the bargain here. You need to do, at 130 pounds, I would do 3 bottles of selenium a month.
Okay.
3 bottles of selenium. And I got to do a quick calculation here. 130 times 30. That's 490, 240. And 2 bottles of glucogel. 2 bottles of glucogel at the 240 count. You need 2 glucogel at the 240 count. I want you to take 8 glucogel a day, right? 8 glucogel a day, and I want you to take 9 selenium a day. 3, 3, and 3, and the glucogel you can do 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, or you can cut it up and do 3, 3, and 2, or whatever you want. I want you to get 8 glucogel a day down the hatch. Is that right? 8 glucogel a day, 13 times 30. Hold on, I'm doing some more math in my head. I get a brain freeze right now. So let me just work it out here with higher math, all right? So you're 130 pounds. 130 divided by 10, this is how we calculate this, is 13. So you need 13 glucogel a day. 13 times 30, that equals 390 glucogel a month. 390 divided by 240, that equals 1 point something. So you need 2 bottles of glucogel at the 240 count every month, and that means you need to do 16. I want you to do 16 glucogel a day, all right? You can do 5, 5, and 5. That would be fine. 5, 5, and 6, or 8 and 8. I want you to do 16 glucogel a day for 90 days. Now, the glucogel and the selenium is the secret sauce here for you, because those nutrients specifically give your skin the stuff that it needs in order to get on the other side of this. Now, please visit my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Make sure you put the now in there, fireyourmdnow.com, and sign up for my free monthly newsletter. When you do that, you're going to be given the lists of good food, bad food. And I want you to specifically pay attention to the bad food, eliminating all 10 bad foods. You've already eliminated 4 of them, wheat, barley, rye, and oats. There's 6 other foods you need to avoid, which will significantly knock down the metabolic stress on your body. So when we clean up your diet a little bit more and then give your body the extra glucogel and the extra selenium, it should eliminate the problem completely. And into the bargain here, it would not be a bad idea to have, when's the last time you had a physical or had like a medical professional do blood work? Have you ever had that done?
Long time, though.
Okay, so there's an outside chance, and by outside chance, I mean outside chance. I don't want you to, be worried about this.
Yeah.
But one of the things that happens, of course, with tattoos rarely is hepatitis, right? Mm-hmm. So, and the liver is a very interesting thing, because you can have, major liver damage, man, 75% of the liver just kaput. You have no idea because you don't feel it at all, but it'll show up on your blood work. So I would get some blood work done, and the 2 panels are called the 2 specific things, parts of the blood you want to look for are ALT, like Apple Larry Thomas, and AST, like Apple Samuel Thomas, ALT and AST. You can actually go online. There are a couple of online services where you can order your own lab tests. I think it's MD Lab Tests, plural, mdlabtests.com. You can order your own lab tests, for goodness sake, so you don't have to pay the knucklehead general practitioner for, a copay or whatever it is. If you don't want to see the MD, which I would advise you to do, are you in D.C. or are you in Washington State?
Washington State.
Well, you could also see a naturopathic doctor, but then you're going to have to pay for an office visit, and that's, you just go on, do mdlabtest.com, and order for your
home or something.
Yeah. So here's what you do. It's great, man. So you go on the website, you click on your location, right, your state, your zip code, or whatever. And then you just peel through the list of the lab tests that you want. You order the lab tests yourself and pay for them. and then the company that owns the website sends you a voucher, emails you a voucher, and tells you what lab to go to. It's probably a lab 5 miles from your house that'll draw the blood. And so you show up at the lab, they draw the blood, you give them the voucher, and then 5 days later you get an email with your results. It's a complete end around the MD, and it's awesome. I love it. MDLabtest.com. Too bad it's called MDLabtest.com, but what are you going to do? It's not a perfect world. But so the test that you want is ALT and AST. Now, sometimes, depending on the lab, those are also called SGOT, like Samuel Godfrey Oscar Thomas, and SGPT, like Samuel Godfrey Peter Thomas, all right? They're synonyms. So order those two tests and just see how your liver is, because that's always a background concern if you've had tattoos. I don't care how many tattoos you have. I don't care if you had it for a week or 50 years. You should have this liver function test done just so you know. So more glucogel, more selenium. Eliminate 6 more bad foods, man. Get that blood test just to be safe. And, hey, by the way, call me back, why don't you, in 3 weeks with a report. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden reminding you that there ain't no way to fix stupid, but we try. Going to Ohio now to talk to Jimmy, who I know is smart because he called us up. Hey, Jimmy, thanks for the call. You are live.
Thank you for taking my call. I'm calling in regards to my wife. Before I met her, she had the wonderful procedure of radioactive iodine done on a quarter.
Yeah.
She had. And she's 56 now. And she was wondering if there's something we can do for her thyroid. I was wondering because I feel that the thyroid not being optimally operational all this time has been a negative effect on the sexual drive of my wife. And,
well, that's interesting. You know, So the thyroid gland is part of the hormonal system, the endocrine system. And, you know, from our point of view, which is the correct point of view, the sane point of view, the rational point of view, the science-based, clinically verified point of view, not pandering to the pharmaceutical interests point of view, everything is intimately connected, especially when it comes to, sexual desire, sexual activity. If one part of the endocrine system is funky, then it's going to have a ripple effect across the board. And, honestly, if I was a sadistic James Bond villain, right, and I wanted to develop a system that hurt people, the one thing that you could do is mess with people's brain and central nervous system, because that's going to screw people up. But if you didn't have the ability to do that, the next thing to do is mess with their hormones. Because you mess with somebody's hormones, you mess with everything. Because there is not one cell in the human body that is not affected by hormonal activity. And so you're absolutely right. If one link in that chain is broken or one of those dominoes is taken out, then it's going to have a ripple effect across the board. So, I guess this begs the question, first of all, do you remember what the initial diagnosis was? Do you remember what they told you the initial problem with the thyroid was?
Well, she told me she had the goiter.
Goiter? She had goiter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So now why anybody would give radioactive iodine for goiter, that's just nonsense. That's like, you know what that's like, Jimmy? If you had a problem in your backyard with mosquitoes, right, and you had a pond, you had a man-made pond, you put it in yourself, but the drain gets clogged, the outlet gets clogged, and so now there's stagnant water in your backyard. Well, guess what? Mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. The reasonable thing to do would be to unclog the drain so you get good water in and bad water out. Now there's no more stagnant water, and even though there's a million mosquitoes in the world, they're not going to be in your backyard. But instead of doing that, which is the rational thing to do, if you hired a helicopter to come over and drop napalm on the pond and just destroy the whole freaking ecosystem, well, that's another way to attempt to fix the problem. But guess what? If you do that 6 months later, once all the damage is fixed, you're still going to have a clogged drain and you're still going to have mosquitoes, but now they're going to be impervious to napalm and you're going to be in trouble. So, honest to God, why these people still have jobs considering what they do, is a mystery to me, because they screw it up, they screw it up, they screw it up, and then they screw it up again, and then they charge you up the wazoo for it. It's nonsense. So goiter is an iodine deficiency. That is the main cause of goiter. It's a simple iodine deficiency. By the way, that's why they started putting iodine in salt. So you, me, and your wife, and everybody else needs to be eating salt on a liberal basis that has been iodized. And, you know, I'm in favor of Himalayan salt or Celtic salt with iodine if you can find it. But if you can't find that stuff, then just get Morton's iodized table salt. That has to be a mandatory part of the deal moving forward, number one. Number two, in order to support and promote the structure and function of the thyroid gland, the recommendation here would be 1 anti-aging healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of Ultimate Selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of the essential oil myrrh, M-Y-R-R-H, myrrh oil, and paint that topically on the thyroid 3 or 4 times a day, and 1 bottle of Ocean's Gold, 1 bottle of Ocean's Gold per 50 pounds of body weight per month, plus elimination of the 10 bad foods. Have your wife do that for 3 months and have her consume like 6 eggs a day, man, a diet that's high in cholesterol, because that will feed her hormones, and the hormones must be fed. 855-347-3696. Jimmy, if you want to order those products at the wholesale price, 855-347-3696. Stick around.